Oh, here. Before we start, I have to show you my niece. Cutie. Who is this? It's my niece. My niece. She came to BYU as a runner. We've worked quite a bit because.
I didn't see it.
Oh, excuse me. How dare.
Oh.
Pretty little thing. Anyway, she came on a kind of a partial scholarship to BYU to run cross country. And she was born with just partial thyroid. And so as all the intensity, you think running in high school's tough. Try running in college. And I went to the wrong place. I want to go here. Anyway, so her body just started shutting down. And yeah, it's just been kind of the pain. Well, her thyroid wasn't functioning. So her thyroid. And so she just couldn't. She was just in pain all the time. And so we've done some things together, and she's learned there's just some total eating shifts that she's had to make. And, you know, this beautiful body we have, we don't get to do sometimes everything we think we ought to be able to. She had to quit running. She could not do that intense. Oh, that is what I wanted to see if you could do. So, sweet. Let's get started. We might have a couple more come. And I'm keeping that handy. Wow, way far away. It's like outer Mongolia, little. I just want them to be able to see my feet. Okay, there we go. So this goes out. If you ever can't make it, curious, okay, I have a YouTube channel, just Debbie Arnell. It's really original. That's so clever. You know, some people do Alyssa yoga or no. So I wanted to talk today about force versus surrender. And to me, force versus surrender.
Oh, okay.
To me, surrender, and I am going to pull that down and get in that light. Which I love the direct light, but the camera doesn't so much. I've had some people say, hey, you know, if it's too bright, we can't really see you. Yep, there you go. That'll work. So with this, I was so competitive. Surrender wasn't like some option that I thought was wonderful, right? Or something that I really wanted to pay attention to. But yoga kind of helped me understand that there's a little different understanding in yoga, or a different, when they talk about surrender, okay? Surrender, one of the roots of render is to give back. So, sur means under, render means to give back. So when we talk about surrender in yoga, we talk about this opportunity to really get back to our body. How about our thoughts? Like, oh, I gotta win, I gotta push, I gotta force, I gotta get this done, right? And I've shared with you my many stories over my lifetime of, no, I can't, I gotta force through this, right? I've gotta get this finished. This task is more important than the fact that my body is killing me right now while I do this task. And I brought up my niece a little bit because that's what running did for her body. And for a long time, there was this hate of body because it failed her. It didn't fail her. It was just, she had a different path that she had to learn. I'm not saying we don't work hard, because I think that's very important. But I think we can work a little smarter. So that's kind of what we're going to work on today. So go ahead, find your seat. So you're like, Debbie, I already am there. Find it, make it comfortable. I changed a little bit the shape of the blankets here. I want you to have something. The idea behind the blanket, okay, is, Matt, you probably could go up higher. So I'm going to actually shift yours. You got long legs, but you are going to get that. Nice and full here today. So the idea behind this is that here's your hip bone. For your psoas and hip flexor to relax, okay, you also might want to go up a little higher, but you want the knee at least even or perhaps lower. Often when we sit on a chair, I'm going to actually show you on this chair because this chair is a little lower. If I sit on this chair, sometimes my knees, right, are higher up, than this, and that means this is going to be constantly contracted. So take your fingers right here on the hip bone, lift your leg up, just one, and then reach down and find that ropey. Yeah, it'll be big. Can you feel it? Mine's like here. Mine's like this wide. I have had an MRI where they're like, what do you do? Your psoas is massive. Yoga, dance, okay? And then when you push that back down, can you feel how that kind of releases? We want to sit with the release. Okay, if we sit here, that means that baby is continually contracting throughout our entire sit. That's not the best scenario for that, okay? So that's why, okay, you sit up on a blanket. If you're on the floor, if you're sitting on the floor, that's why we prop up our hips, okay? Because we want that a little bit higher. So take a look at your car. When I sit in my car, it feels really comfortable for my whole body to have the seat go down and you kind of go back. It's one of the worst things you can do for this, okay? So kind of pay attention. So we could force it. No, I'm just going to sit here. Or we can maybe surrender to a new idea.
Oh, she's been reading.
What have I been reading? I don't like this surrender stuff. So, close your eyes. Find your sit bones, right? So you just rock side to side. You find those bony protrusions. The technical term is iliotuberosity. Yeah, I always loved throwing that one out because it's like, wow, she knows her stuff. Take some deep breaths. Find the inhale and the exhale. I want you to think about your breath. Go ahead and for the next 5 breaths, force it. Force the inhale, force the exhale, force the inhale, and the exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale. And there's nothing wrong with working, because that's what that feels like. Now just sit. The inhale is going to happen whether you pull it in or not. Just feel it ooze in. Kind of trickles. And then on the exhale, let it just kind of trickle back out. Find the breath. Notice the difference in your body. So one of the things we try to do in yoga, which is different than any other exercises, including Pilates and some of those, it really has everything to do with the ease. How can I make moving, breathing, living